Reality checks are necessary in sneakers in 2024, especially on YouTube, because to me, we have two very distinctive types of consumers on this platform. So, number one would be the traditional viewer, and I also think of this individual as the traditional consumer. You're buying sneakers for no other reason than to wear them daily on foot. And yes, you may take pictures for the gram and you may hope to actually be featured on the sneakers app as well. But all in all, you're not buying shoes with this additional purpose in mind for creating content. There's not necessarily lights, there's not camera action, all of that. It's not a factor. You're just a traditional consumer, but yes, you view content in sneaker YouTube. Then you have the creator, and there is an additional element to how they may approach sneakers because they're going to buy sneakers because they love them and wear them on foot. But there's also the additional element of possibly buying a shoe to review that sneaker for you, to give you an up close look and also share their thoughts if you are vested in their perspective on specific brands, colorways, stories, etc. And so, again, there's a little bit more intention there. And also, granted, they may not keep all of these sneakers because if it's your full-time job and you're buying and buying because you're showing an array of sneakers on your channel, that's so many pairs and so much space that it will certainly take up. So again, we have the viewer and then we have the creator. You likely see for any creator tons of sneakers behind us. It's the traditional backdrop. And you may also assume that we as creators wear what everyone would deem maybe possibly heat on a consistent basis or daily as we're just going about our lives. But I think you would actually be wrong there. And you know what? There are two of the top creators in this space who actually dispelled that assumption and myth, and they really gave everyone a reality check, at least their viewers, on what they're actually wearing on foot day to day.
Somewhat disappointing to some of you guys out there, because you're probably sat there looking at all these cool sneakers that I have behind me thinking, man, this guy has probably got an absolute killer rotation. He's probably known in the ends and in the streets as the guy with all of the coolest kicks, but the reality is actually something quite different.
Both creators are based outside of the United States, but like me, you likely enjoy their content too. I'm talking about Sneakernomics and Elliot Page, two of the most watched YouTubers within sneakers on this platform, and they both recently shared what pairs they're wearing daily, and I think it may have shocked some of their viewers. I mean, they even touched on that in the beginning of their videos. This may come as a surprise to you on what they're wearing daily because you assume it's a lot of hype or maybe the latest sneaker that everyone couldn't wait to unbox, but you'd be wrong.
It's really quite a mixed bag. Most of the time it ends up being some kind of running shoes like Ultra Boosts or Nikes, or it'll just be this pair of 350s, which is looking pretty beat, but they kind of act like a pair of running shoes, super comfortable and a great gym shoe. Sometimes it'll even be a pair of Jordans if, you know, the crease police don't come after me.
Elliot is someone who's in the gym all the time, and you know that if you watch his content. So having an array of comfortable sneakers that he can work out in, hey, I'm all for it. But then also, as you can see, he's wearing Yeezy 350 V2. So when people pose the question, does anybody wear Yeezys anymore? Yeah, they do, because they're still comfortable and they're a pair that holds up great over time.
It's very visible, especially with this leather, but I mean, hey, if you're buying a pair of Jordan 1s, you kind of know what you signed up for. I even took them on vacation with me to
It's really awesome to see this sneaker get so much love, so I jokingly called it the Washed Tee Jordan 1, and you know what? It really does still resemble a washed vintage black t-shirt. That was what I called it, the vintage washed t-shirt Jordan 1. This is a daily pair that Elliot wears all the time, and you know what? I totally understand why.
These things so much. So they basically have like all of the comfort of a pair of sneakers. So this midsole is super soft and squishy. The upper is insanely soft and squishy. It's got like padded I mean, you guys know if you've watched any of my other ones, these are definitely one of my favorites. Some of the newer additions though starts with the New Balance Warped Runner in this sail colorway. I'm a huge fan of these. It's another really solid daily sneaker.
I'm disposed to wearing the same shoes all the time as I walk my dogs or go for runs. Most people in my area know me as the guy that desperately needs a new pair of shoes. I think the shoe that I wear the most out of every single pair I own are these. These are the UGG Tasman hybrids. I bought these last year right around the start of wintertime, and I just have not looked back.
As a dog owner, if you've owned a dog, you know you have to have pairs that you truly do not care about, because your dog will walk you through rain, sleet, snow, hail, leaves, doesn't matter. You're walking through it all to ensure that your dog is outside, being active, and you don't want to damage a really good pair of sneakers that you love and adore. by just going on walks with them. I myself was in that same position. I certainly had pairs I didn't care about, and I would just wear them. But when you're outside all the time walking your dog, or you're just around town, even now, I don't just toss on heat to go run an errand, run to the post office, run to the grocery store. You don't. So if you're throwing on your favorite everyday pairs or beaters, then people may assume you really don't have shoes and you're the person that needs a new pair. But yeah, they'd also be wrong there if you're talking about one of these creators.
That I never wear. I wanted to select sneakers from my collection that I've had for more than a year. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I get a sneaker in, I just put it away and I forget about it and break it out months or even sometimes years later. First of all, we have the Air Jordan 5 Dornbeckers.
I love that both Jordan and Elliot shared the pairs they're wearing on foot. That doesn't take anything away from the pairs they review and the perspective that they give on the sneakers, the stories, the colorways, the designs. It takes absolutely nothing away from it, but I think it may help again with that reality check for those that are chasing every single pair simply because they see it displayed on a screen on a weekly basis. And for someone where it's even possibly their full-time job, because I believe that it is for Elliot and he does a damn good job of it, seeing his everyday favorite pairs and how functional they are and relative to his lifestyle, hopefully more of you choose to also wear pairs that are functional for your lifestyle. And if you're someone like me where you work from home, that maybe a lot of slides and Birkenstocks. I'm just being quite honest with you. So again, I just wanted to go ahead and highlight the videos they did. I just thought they were both great. And so they're linked in the description box of this video. But go ahead and share your perspective on creators kind of pulling back, I guess, the veil to show what they're reviewing versus what they're wearing. Do you appreciate them coming forth with this? I know I certainly did as someone who is a creator, but then also just a viewer of content myself. And hopefully you've also had a chance to check out my recent vlog or recap of my New York trip, which was paid for also based on selling sneakers that were no longer really serving me because they just didn't get worked into rotation. So check those two videos out. Thank you for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.